Good afternoon again, people. Watchwoman 65 here, Lisa Boyce. I just got something from Brother Keegan, and I thought you want to hear this because this is the Jewish people are blind. They are really blind. They don't know what's coming. They have no clue. They think that their Messiah, they think they're just blind. They think the Messiah is coming to them when in actuality, there's only one Messiah, and that's Jesus Christ, who they're expecting they will be totally taken by surprise. This is just crazy how blind they are. But the coronavirus, this is off of breaking Israeli news. And like I said, Brother Keegan sent this to me. He said in this article that it says the coronavirus is a pandemic revealed in Zohar right before Messiah's arrival, explains the rabbi. Now, these rabbis are very mystic. They go by a lot of mysticism. But this is how blind they are. But in actuality, Jesus is coming to take the church so he can deal with these people. It says in a lecture last month, a young rabbi revealed a section of the Zohar which predicts that in the later stages of the final days, the world will be hit with a pandemic. As horrifying as that sounds, the Zohar goes on to predict that the initial disease will be followed by another. Now keep in mind, Wuhan was the initial disease. The initial disease was already in China. We're getting the effects of that. We're getting the effects of that same disease over here now. It says, similar to the first, but far more lethal. Rav Yagin gave a lecture last month concerning the synagogue and public prayer. He referred to classical Jewish sources stating that public prayer is one of the things that protects the public from plagues and disease. Remember that verse in the Bible where it says they want to stand out and be where they want to, I'm paraphrasing it, where they want to look the part because they're praying and because they're all this and all that, they're Pharisees. So, the Sages of Israel said about public prayer, honoring the synagogue and other things like that are important and protect us from the epidemic. So the more we are strengthening in these, so we don't have to panic, we can remain calm that God will be with us. So they're still relying on themselves. They're still relying on themselves. This is how blind they are. The lecture was given at a time that the coronavirus was considered threatening, but the measures taken to prevent the spread were relatively mild when compared to the total lockdown many governments are enforcing. I'm not downplaying the virus, Rabbi Yagin said. This could be very dangerous. This could be a very dangerous thing, and if, God forbid, this should spread. This is what they predicted. This could be the end. But God watches over us. We have to do our effort by respecting the synagogue more and to rest up as God protects us. The rabbi did and then referred to Zohar, Zohar, the seminal work of Jewish mysticism, paraphrasing the text. At the end of days, when it is time for the Messiah. Now listen to this. When it's time for their Messiah, there is first going to be one virus that the people are going to have to sort of control, that the people are going to have some sort of control over it when it spreads around the countries of the world. And after that, it doesn't say how much later, there's going to be another virus that is going to be similar, but worse than the first virus. He's got to be talking about the virus now, because I don't see a second virus unless this is a mutation of the first virus, which it could be. And that is going to be God's way of purifying the world. Now, I just told my husband the other day that they're going to use this virus. When the rapture comes, they're going to say that this virus was the one that took us out. And I'm reading this. It says here that is going to be God's way of purifying the world so Messiah can come. This is what they're saying. So according to Zohar, we are at the end of the days, not the days leading up, but we are at the end of the days leading up to Messiah. Now remember, they're not looking for our Messiah, Jesus Christ. They're looking for the Antichrist. So God willing, this Passover, it says here, so God willing, this Passover, we won't have to book hotels, and we will all be in Jerusalem and the temple where we will all merit bringing the Passover offering. Isn't this something? By all means, I'm going to leave this in the description box. Make a comment on this. They don't know what they're saying. You know what? It's really not funny because they're so blind. But this is more proof that we are gone. The rapture is imminent. This is more proof right there. By all means, make a comment on this. I'll be back on later. Thank you.